Hello, I'm Hiba. I'm 21 years old and I'm a student from Algeria. I study in Anglo-Saxon studies, which is basically an interdisciplinary branch of humanities. Like I study psychology, literature, media studies, all interconnected in one branch, which is why I chose it because I love humanities in general. I have four siblings and I live with my mother here in Algiers. And I have so many hobbies. One of them is playing piano. I also like working out. I love studying languages. I can speak, in addition to Arabic, I can speak English, French, Spanish, and Japanese. I started Spanish when I was in high school, and I realized that I'm really interested in it, and I try to keep improving my level. Same for Japanese, even though I started Japanese when I was in middle school, like I was too young and I managed to remember all the alphabet and memorize different grammatical rules and words. And one of the reasons why I love studying Japanese is because there is no academic pressure behind it, unlike other languages. I'm not learning it because it's an international language. I'm not learning it to get high grades. I learn it simply because I really love it and I enjoy everything related to it, no matter how hard or complicated it is. Even though its grammatical structures are way too different than the other languages that I speak, but I think that's the fun part about it. I also love working out, I love biking, and I love traveling. Even though I've only been to three countries, I've been to the USA when I was in high school. I participated in an exchange program with the Department of State for a month, and I loved every part of it. Not just the fact that I went to the US, but all the people that I got to meet, and how that was the first cultural shock that I ever experienced, and the last one as well, because it allowed me to become more comfortable in new environments with cultures that are totally different than mine. And I love the exchange of different cultures and values that I experienced. It basically changed my perspective towards everything in life and allowed me to become a new person, let's say. I became more open and more accepting to differences. I've also been to Turkey, and this experience was slightly different because here I was the one responsible for myself because I was no longer a minor. I was 19 years old, and I traveled on my own for the first time in my life. And it was really great. I depended on myself for 8 weeks. I got to meet people from 17 nationalities that we were all together there just trying to make a change. We were volunteering as English teachers, and it was great. I really loved every part of it. I loved how confident I became after traveling on my own and relied on myself to survive and to enjoy the experience and to make every decision, even though it was a foreign land and I was just 19. And it's not really that common for 19-year-old girls in Algeria to travel on their own. I've also been to India. It's a great program, probably the biggest international program I've ever participated in, which is Unleash Lab. It's a program that was basically founded by the Danish government, the government of Denmark, and in collaboration with the government of India. And it basically tries to push youth to make a change in the world through focusing on the SDGs of the United Nations, all the problems that exist, each with a different theme. And my theme was mental health. With my team, I tried to find a solution to a specific mental health issue, and we tried to navigate and see what we can do about it with the resources that we have and to come up with a plan. Now, why is this experience great? Because there are literally more than 100 nationalities in one place, in one campus. This was like the biggest cultural exchange or the cultural fusion that I've ever experienced. Sitting on one table with people from all continents, different cultures, different ethnicities, and appearances, we're all united together, finding common grounds, trying to fight problems and social issues, which is the most inspiring thing about the whole experience. And I try to benefit and get as much as I can and create connections. So all of that made me realize that I really love traveling, especially the social aspect of it, like the cultural, the how I get to know new people, the unpredictable situations that could come up and that I can handle. One of my other hobbies is writing. I'm a content writer and creator for Algerian Black Pearl. I write articles in different subjects related to youth that would benefit them or at least interest them. So I make my research around and I share everything I know with them. I start with research, then I write, and I post it on the official website of Algerian Black Pearl. I've also been an intern with Global Opportunities, through which I search for youth opportunities and exchange programs and scholarships for youth in Algeria and share them on the website for everyone to benefit from. I also write in my free time because that's one of the things that I do. Being a literature student, I really love anything related to literature and literary studies, critical approaches. I would say I'm extremely into humanities and the theoretical aspect of it. I like to understand how things work, how systems work, how cultures affect each other, how all of that reflects in different means like media, like literature, like politics. So these are the fields of my interest. Thank you so much for listening to me. That was Hiba.